turn to a view in solidarity with Kanaky, the Indigenous people of New Caledonia. We're joined by Indigenous rights expert Tina Ngata. Tina, morena.
Morena, Daniel.
As you heard Anna say, this current unrest is not just about recent constitutional frustrations.
No, absolutely. It goes back to the illegal French annexation of Kanaky, way back from when they first entered that space. And so, of course, all of those outcomes, all of those really unfortunate, horrifying outcomes, actually, if you look closely at them, are ones that we as Māori are very familiar with. It's ones that people, Aboriginal Australians, are very familiar with. It's ones that First Nations and United States, so-called United States and Canada, are very familiar with, and they are the results of colonisation. And so, as she mentioned, they've been on the list for decolonisation with the United Nations for some time now. There is no reason why France should still be, occupying that space. They need to demilitarise and go back to France.
Talk about the horrifying situation as you quote. Can you elaborate to us about what we're seeing, what they're witnessing there?
Well, the loss of life has predominantly been Kanaky life that has been lost, but of course outside of that, there are all of the outcomes of hyper-incarceration, of poor access to health, of poor access to maternal health, poor outcomes for women and children. All of the issues that we experience here are replicated over there, but in many instances, they're replicated in harsher ways. And so, these things have been warned. An uprising has been predicted and warned to the French government for quite some time now, and they have continually ignored that. And so, of course, what we're seeing is completely predictable, but also completely preventable if they kept to their own word of the Noumea Accord in 1998. And, one of the things that we did see happen between 1998 and 2008, the first referendum, was that there is an influx of French immigrants, and they're not just your run-of-the-mill French immigrants. The French government have financially incentivized military and police personnel to retire there. So it's far-right, nationalistic French immigrants that they were bringing in there, and of course that has political ramifications and warps the vote towards being anti-independence as well. And so, the Noumea Accord is quite difficult to uphold at the same time as they're making very clear that they have strategic intentions through their Indo-Pacific strategy. And it would be understandable why there's a complete lack of trust there with the French government to live up to their commitments of the Noumea Accord.
So, Tina, what, in your view, would de-escalate tensions?
Demilitarising. They're continually increasing their military personnel. They already had, before this started, 8,000 military personnel. They've already been increasing military, moves and strategies in the region. So demilitarising is the first thing that they can do to de-escalate tensions, and that's really where the focus needs to be. And then, living up to the commitments that they've made through the Noumea Accord and respecting Kanaky rights. Those are some of the things that we'll be calling for in our action on Wednesday at 12 o'clock in Balance Street, Wellington.
Appreciate your time, Tina Ngata.